Alright guys, so another day and another gaming laptop in the OC lab, and today we got the ultra slim gaming laptop from ASUS and ROG. It's the GX501G, again 2 G's in the name. I think they're going with some sort of a trend here. It is a gaming laptop, so we do have what we expect, 144 megahertz G-Sync 3 millisecond screen. It has got a Core i7 8th generation Intel processor in it, 24 gigs of RAM and a 1080 with Max-Q technology included. Getting it out of the box, the very first thing you notice is it is light. It is slim and it is sleek. I really do like the design style of this with the sort of brushed aluminium look, and there's a couple of key technology points that I'd like to mention straight away that I was really surprised by with the first time I opened it. You do notice that the bottom of the laptop lifts up, and that's got to do with the cooling technology. Oh, hello. The cooling technology that this has been designed with this laptop. So it's an air intake and an exhaust spot. So I got everything out the box, and the first thing that I liked that I saw was the fact that they actually did ship it with a USB network card. I think that's very handy for any gamer, so you don't have to, you're not forced to use the Wi-Fi. The things that I do like is the fact that it is an ultra slim. It's more my style. I'm not fond of the big and bulky type laptops, purely because I used to travel quite a lot, so I'd like to take my day-to-day with me, and this would make a really great day-to-day. The other really funky thing that I want to talk about is the keypad. It's most of the sort of like normal ultrabooks and stuff like that, you'd have your keyboard sort of positioned up here with your mouse pad or your touch pad sort of below the keyboard, and that's great for if you like doing office today stuff. For gaming, it's really cool. They have separated it out to the right hand side. The other really cool thing, and it's if I turn this on and you have a look at it, when you push the one button at the top here, it actually highlights the set of keypad numbers. So instead of it being a touchpad, it actually can be your keypad, which is really great. I really quite like that functionality. So just like with the previous laptop we looked at, the GX501G does come with ASUS Gaming Center, the Republic Gamers Gaming Center. It's a great little place for you to control things like your RGB lighting, gives you an overview of what your CPU temperatures are, your GPU temperatures, and a couple of other fancy things where you can disable the keypad and the ROG key, and it's really great little piece of software that accompanies the laptop. It's got a Core i7 8th generation Intel processor, the 8750H. So if you guys checked out my last video where I had a look at the G703, it had a Core i9 processor in it that had the 8950HK in it. So it's of the same generation, of the same family, and it is a full 6-core 12-thread processor, and that would really come in handy with your multi-threading applications. Alright, so while we've got TimeSpy running on the laptop, I thought, well, let's just do some things for some comparison. So I've whipped out my 1700X AMD setup. I've installed a RX 570. It's a bit of a cheap rig in comparison, but the difference is it is a discrete video card, so the cooling is going to be much better. I've got a all-in-one Corsair water cooling system on the 1700X. It's also got 8 cores and 12 virtual threads, so it should have a lot more processing power than the laptop. And basically what I wanted to do is just run it as a comparison. So if I went for a discrete sort of desktop setup versus the gaming laptop, I really do expect the gaming laptop to come on top because it has got a 1080 graphics card in it, and it does have a Intel Core i7 processor. It is not unlocked, but still I should imagine in 3D Mark at least it should do a little bit better. So let's have a look at what scores we get and do a little bit of comparison and analysis. Some interesting little bit of tidbits that I discovered running the GX501G without the power in. We scored a CPU score of 5448 versus a CPU score of 6159 when it is plugged in. So even with the power unplugged, you're still getting quite a bit of CPU power there. That's quite a decent CPU score if you're asking me. On the VGA score though, now this is where you can start to see the power of this 1080 that's in the laptop. For the VGA score, it got 6,107 plugged in. and 4,514 unplugged, right? The AMD card, the RX 570, scored 3,760. So with the power unplugged, the 1080 still outperforms. So you can get onto your aeroplane, you've got a 3-hour flight down to Cape Town or whatever the case might be, and then you can play your games on high, not a problem. Yeah, even without the power plugged in. I thought that was pretty cool. Let's get on to Cinebench and see what sort of scores we can get in the comparisons there. Well, as expected, the AMD machine just totally crushed the laptop. The AMD machine scored 1495 Cinebench R15, where the laptop came back with a score of 1160. So it's quite a big difference, but I think if you had to equal the cores and then obviously equal the cooling, it will come back with a much better score. So Cinebench on the laptop, a little bit disappointing, but it is a locked processor, 6-core 12 threads. It's not really fair what I've tested here or the comparison I've done, because we're not really comparing apples with apples, but it is a score nonetheless. Now it's worthy to mention that with Intel Speed Boost and Speed Step, the hotter the package gets, the less it clocks. So when I was running Cinebench, I did do some looking out at what it was doing as far as throttling was concerned. And what I did notice that it was running 3.8G off the back foot. The minute those temperatures started climbing up, it starts to throttle down the speeds, and eventually towards the end of Cinebench, it was running at 3G. So you definitely again are limited to the thermal tolerances within the design of what it is. It's a gaming laptop, so you're not going to be you can't expect it really to give you full speed, full power all the time, and to maintain battery and to keep things cool. All right, so in conclusion, well, let's just wrap this up now. What did I really like? I do like it's an ultra slim gaming laptop. I'm an ultra slim type notebook type guy. Like I said in the intro, I personally use a Ultrabook for my day-to-day use. Would I adopt this over the Ultrabook? You know what, I actually think I would. The Ultrabook is limited in the number of cores when I open some of the large processors and Excel and stuff like that. I do like the design. I think it's, with the layout of the keyboard, is quite unique. I did like the touchpad. I like the fact that you can push a button and it turns into a keypad. That's very handy as well for those that are wanting to dual purpose the laptop. And the 144 Hz G-Sync 3mm/second response time screen is crisp and it's sharp, and I really did like that. So that wraps up my time with the GX501G. I thoroughly enjoyed my time playing with it and testing it. I would have liked to have more time with it, but unfortunately we've got to move on to other projects. So with that said, I'd like to thank again ASUS South Africa for making this entirely possible, and I'd like to thank all of you for watching. And don't forget, we love your comments and feedback and ideas for what you'd like to see on this platform in the future. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and send us messages with anything you'd like to see. And until next time, happy benching.